Welcome back to another Tea with D. I know. It's been a while. And I want to hear it because I just feel like, I haven't been my best self. And I'm not going to get on this camera and talk to y'all about stuff when I'm not my best self, not in the right headspace. I don't do that. I don't believe in it. So I just rather get myself together and then come back on here and chat with y'all. Give a little kiki. I don't even have no tea today. I don't even have a drink because I was ready to get on here and upload some content and talk to y'all and really get some things out that I've just been holding in my notes for so long. So anyway, y'all know the type of tea I drink. My regular lemon and ginger tea. If you need other suggestions, please let me know. I'm also going to tag my homegirl Courtney. She is a herbalist. I'm going to tag her Instagram business page so that you can follow if you are into those things. I drink one of her allergy herbal teas that she gave me. I drink it during allergy season. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I have seen a difference, when I drink it and when I don't drink it. So I'll put that down in the description section below. But the title of this video today is 20 somethings lessons. Lessons I have learned in my 20 somethings. Okay, I'm in my late 20s. I'm not gonna tell y'all exactly what number because that's my business. But trust me, I'm not ashamed of it because every day above ground is a blessing. But anyway, in my late 20s, I just want to share some of the 20 something lessons that I've learned along the way. I know my audience is kind of early 20s to 30, mid 30s. That's what I see in my audience is. So, I'm centering my content around, the age range and, just to help out. And this could be probably some advice for people that's even outside of their 20s or, late 20s like me. But these are just things that I've learned along the way. Right? So let's just go and kick it off, baby. First things first, it's okay to grow and to change, right? Embrace the change. That is something for me. I would say around year 25 for me was like a light bulb went off. I didn't even, it was like everything just, like my world just kind of shifted at 25, right? Um, Relationship changed, friendships changed. It was just a lot at 25. It was a lot going on, and I'm not gonna hold you. 25 on up, it's uphill battle. It's an uphill battle, babes. And the hill, the hill is steep. The hill is steep. So be ready for that if you haven't got there yet. So the hill is quite steep. But there's beauty in change, right? You change as a person. You walk into this womanhood of things. You learn stuff about yourself as a woman. That you just tap into something that you haven't tapped into before. And it's beauty in that. From your style to your way of thinking to the things you like, the things you don't like, things that interest you at 21, they don't interest you anymore, and they shouldn't, right? We are evolving humans, so we're forever changing, forever evolving. So you have to be able to go with that. My mom had said something to me the other day, and it was just so true. And she was saying, life is about adjustments, and it is. You adjust with life. You go with the river. Like, you don't swim against the current, right? You have to just go with it, because it would take you under. So you have to go with the current. And so that's honestly, y'all, I'm not gonna hold you. That's what I've been doing. I just been trying to flow with this river that we call life. So, but embrace the change, embrace the new things. God makes everything new. That is a prayer I always ask God to make everything new. Don't let me stay stagnant. Be careful with that as well, because baby, you gotta be specific in your prayers because you never know what's coming. You never know. He got a sense of humor, okay? He funny. So you gotta be careful with that thing. But in the end, all things new is so beautiful than what you could have ever imagined. So again, embrace the change, go with the flow of life, because life is gonna do what it's gonna do, babes. Life is gonna life. I'm sure I've said this before because it's the truth. Life is gonna life. It's up to you how you deal with it. It's up to you how you face it and what you do when life start lifing, baby. So grab hold on to it and ride on. So the second thing I wanted to say on this topic was not everyone can come with you. And this is quoted to my first cousin, my sister cousin, Christina. She has told me this, dear God, I want to say probably 1920, okay, wise beyond her years. She has told me that, you know, when I would go through things with friends, you know, friendships I lost along the way or whatever, but, you know, one of the things she would always tell me was, Darian, everybody cannot come with you. She's like, I know you want to bring them, I know you want to hold on to them, but they can't come with you. And that's crazy because I I have detachment issues. I'm not gonna hold you, but also I have a really big heart, and I love deep. I love deep, and I care deep, and so I never want to see anyone, you know, be left behind. I don't want to feel like I'm leaving anybody behind. I don't want to feel like I'm, you know, I'm doing this. They're not doing. I don't like, you know, I didn't like that feeling, but as you grow, you understand that everyone has their own journey, right? Everybody has their own race to run. And sometimes people are just fine what they are. You know, they're okay with not doing anything different. But if you know you're not okay with where you are, you know you want different, you know how you see your life. If God has shown you what he has for your life, then you know you need to do whatever you can to get there. You gotta keep on your journey. You can't be worried about them way over here because that's not their race to run. They have their own race, they have their own life. So you gotta, it's hard, but you have to leave them where they are. And if they come and they catch up and they catch up. But baby, you gotta run your own race, you gotta run your own marathon because that's what life is. That's another point on down the line. But life is truly a marathon. It's not a race, it's not a sprint. And it shouldn't be, right? You should enjoy every moment that you're in, even though some moments are just insufferable, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay any dark times, any bad times, any dark moments, because trust me, babes, trust me. Some things in life are just insufferable. Like you just gotta walk through that dark time and come out on the other side. Sometimes it's just what has to happen. But also in that, you want to enjoy life. You want to find the beauty, you know, in those dark times. You want to find the light in the darkness in those dark times because life, it is beautiful. It's also a mess, but it is beautiful. So, you know, you got to remember that everybody has their own race to run in. And so, you know, and that's not to say abandon everybody and don't do nothing for nobody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't let anybody hold you back. Don't let, because I don't care if that's a friend, if that is a partner, that's just life. You outgrow people, you outgrow things, and it's just gonna happen, babes. And it's okay. You don't have to apologize for that. You don't have to feel sorry about growing, evolving. I'm never gonna apologize for evolving. I'm never gonna apologize for changing, okay, and finding new things that I like to do. I'm not gonna apologize for that, and neither should you, boo. So, and the third point, was what I was just saying, is that there's beauty in the lessons, right? I know, trust me, I'm preaching to the choir, guys, preaching to myself. Like, there's beauty in the lessons, right? We don't know why we go through the lessons that we go through while we're in the lessons, right? We don't know why we're going through the trials that we're going through when we're going through those trials. We won't know until so far down the road, until we're able to look back on that time and be so thankful and be so grateful that we went through those things, because it's only preparing us for this next level in life, right? And that's tough. That's tough in your 20 somethings because we live in this time of comparison and social media. And you know, you just can't, again, you cannot compare yourself to somebody else's life, because my grandma used to always say, and baby, it rings so true now, do not ever be jealous of what somebody else had, because you don't know what they went through to get it. And when I tell you, baby, you don't know. You don't know the dark times those people face or had to face before they got to where they are now. You don't know what goes on when they closed day Joe. Okay, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, babes. And I'm telling you, so that alone is how I just, get out of that comparison thing, get out of that, I feel like I should be here and I'm not there. I'll get there. I'll get there. If it takes some time to get where I want to be, doggone it, that's what it's going to do. Because I'm not going to stop. But I have to see the beauty. I have to see the beauty in the lessons now, and I have to be thankful that I'm learning these lessons early on. I'll take that. I'll take learning the lessons early on. I'll take missing out on some things right now for the longevity of it. Right, you gotta think long term at this big age. You have to think long term. You know what I'm saying? I think in our early 20s, it's just like, oh, we got so much time, girl. We got time, babes. I don't know if you've noticed. It's 2023. It was just 2020. The pandemic just hit. We were just in quarantine. And shout out to my quarantine body. I'm coming back for you. But it was just 2020. Now we're in 2023. Summer of 2023 at that. Time is not real. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we have time, but we don't have a lot of time, right? So you want to make the most of it. Like you want to just, again, you want to find the light. You want to find the light in the lessons and just take the lessons, right? I say when you in those rough times and you in the middle of them lessons, baby, and you just can't understand like what is going on. One of my prayers is that I pray that God will just show me what He's doing, and just let me take my hands off of it. Let me not, because clearly I'm doing too much. I'm gonna take my hands off of it and let you do. I'm gonna let you do what you need to do, because I'm not doing this. So, but sometimes that's what we have to do, because again, these lessons, they're not for a reason. God is not a God of randomness. He doesn't do things out of random. He has a plan, a beautiful plan, and we have to remember that, right? And I'm not trying to force religion on anybody. If I don't know who you serve, but here in this house, we will serve the Lord. So I'm gonna speak for me. So for me, that's how I have to look at things, and just remember that none of this is just for nothing. It's not. It can't be. I didn't come this far to come this far. So again, finding the beauty in the lessons, right? Okay. The next point, to my little babies, my early 20 babies, and whoever else, rejection is protection. My God. Rejection is gonna seem like it is a hit to your ego every single time, because I'm better than this. I should have that. That's ego. That's ego. It's gonna hit your ego very hard, and you're gonna feel like, okay, nah, I'm good on this rejection tip. I'm not doing nothing else. We ain't gotta worry about it no more. You gotta worry about me no more. But every rejection, you gotta think about it. It truly is protection, whether you're not ready for it, whether you're too advanced for it, whether it's just not where you're supposed to be. You're gonna always be excuse me, right where you're supposed to be. If whether it be the job you didn't get, whether it be the relationship, whether it be whatever that you're feeling rejection from, remember that it's just protection. Okay, the no is for a reason, and you're gonna get no's. Good Lord, you're gonna get no's. But let those no's just be preparation. Just think about it. You know what? This is just preparing me. All these no's, just preparing me. Like rejection is gonna be like water off your back. So don't even worry about it. But just know what is for you won't miss you. Keep that in mind. What is for you won't miss you. So you ain't never got to worry about that, baby. If it's a no, it just ain't for you. And that's okay. That is okay, because you gotta think bigger. You gotta think big. You gotta think big.
Bitch, you think it's small. We need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big, bitch.
Because sometimes we think so small. Oh my goodness. I that's true for me. Sometimes I think so small, and I'm like, Darian, you gotta think big. It's like, Your God is bigger than this. Like, you got to think big. Like, stop shorting yourself because you don't think or you're too scared to do such and such. I don't want to think small no more. I want to think big. I want to go big or go home, honey, period. So that's my motto. Go big or go home. I'm not even thinking small no more. Like, we're doing big things. Big, big, big. So, stop limiting yourself. Stop putting a limit on your God, honey, because he has no limits. There are no limits on his blessings, period. Okay? He doesn't run low. He doesn't run short of anything. So remember that. When, next time rejection gets to you, remember that God is not low on blessings. He is not out of the blessing business, as my mom and my grandma would say. He is not out of the blessing business. So remember that when the next time you're dealing with rejection and you're really just trying to navigate through rejection, because I know it's hard. Trust and believe me, speaking from experience. And my last point was going back to what I was saying was that life is a marathon and comparison is truly the thief of joy. We are in a social media era, honey. We probably as deep in social media as we've ever been before. And we see a lot of people doing a lot of things that we used to only see celebs doing in magazines, things that we never, we didn't even know the places existed. So you see a lot of people going here and there and doing this and having that and all of these material things. But at the end of the day, remember that if you want those things, you can very much have those things. But even if you never do, that's okay. Even if you don't get to, I don't know, child, where they be at, Maldives, that's okay. That's okay. You ain't know it was there before. Go on down and just but no, seriously, don't compare yourself. Don't think that you are less than because you haven't gotten there yet. You know what I'm saying? You will get there. If you truly want it, you will have it. You know what I'm saying? And if it's in God's plan, you will have it. So I don't want you to think that. And I'm not saying that it's out of your reach or anything like that. But I think people have got this manifestation thing, and I don't want to get too deep in that because that's just a whole other topic. But it's all about God's will and God's plan, to me, in my opinion. But life is about working hard and doing these things. And I know, and again, when you're looking at some things, it's like you just seeing the now. You don't know what they went through to get to the Maldives. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what dark nights they went through. You don't know how they got it. You don't know. And again, you don't want to compare yourself. You just don't want to do that to yourself because again, you don't know what those people went through. And if they didn't go through nothing, they'll lie. I'm sorry, babes. Life happens to everybody in different forms. So I don't want you to think that you're less than or you're never gonna get. You will. You're doing the work, you're putting the work in, but this is your journey. That was their journey, this is your journey. So you're putting your work in, you're putting your time in, and you're gonna get to where you are supposed to be in due time. But don't rush your life. Don't rush the process. Don't, I know everybody outside. If you can't be outside this summer because you got things to do, baby, then you got things to do. Outside ain't going nowhere. If anything, it's gonna be bigger and better when you get out there. So, and we already waiting on God to drop a batch of new men. So you might as well wait. Might as well wait. But no, seriously. I know so many people deal with comparing themselves and they see so many people doing this, getting married and having kids and going here and going there and doing this and buying that. And it's like, I know but you really got to reel yourself back into reality and understand social media is I don't want to say it's a facade because these some you know what I'm saying. Not everybody is faking it, right? This is people's lives. They have worked hard to get where they are, and they are living and they are seeing the fruits of their labor. So I'm not gonna say it's all a facade, but I am gonna say sometimes you gotta reel that thing back in, and you really have to come back to reality, right? Come back to the work that you're doing, the work that you're putting in. Your work is not in vain, right? Because social media, you're looking at somebody else's life all the time. Like your mind is gonna go there. It's gonna compare. Like it's just because you're looking at it all the time. So that's why I encourage all the time social media breaks, taking time to yourself and really loving on yourself and loving your journey, right? And understanding how special you are and how special your journey is, and how special your road is, right? That's the beauty in you. Nobody is you. Nobody else is gonna have your path. Nobody else is gonna have your journey. Nobody's gonna do the things you're gonna do. And that should excite you. That should bring you happiness. That should spark a joy in you that you are so special and that God has his own special plan for you, that what they got going on over there, honey, please, ain't even a touch what you gonna do. Ain't even a drop in the bucket on what you gonna do. So don't worry about how somebody else is living their life. If it gives you motivation, great. If it gives you this drive to keep going, great. But don't watch it, with the envious heart, with the jealous heart, because that does nothing but just hurt you more, and you don't want that. So if it's you blocking that type of stuff from your feed, do what you got to do for you. You know what I'm saying? If it's a case where you're just so trying to ramp up your audience, and so you're not gonna take a break from social media, block those things out that trigger you. If it triggers you to see, weddings, if it triggers you to see people traveling, block it out. Block it out. And then you know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do for you in the meantime until you're in a better headspace about it, and pray that thing away. Pray. You gotta bring all that to the forefront, to his feet, baby, because you don't want that in you. You don't want that in you, because we're all human. If anybody told you they haven't been jealous, or they haven't, they're a lot. I call it like I see it, call a spade a spade. But jealousy is a natural human emotion. It just is what it is. And so, but you have to check it. You got to check yourself, and you got to you have to work on your confidence, your self esteem. And again, you have to learn how to enjoy your own journey. And that takes time. That's not something that happens overnight, babe. It's not. It's knowing what triggers you, is knowing, okay, I need a break from this. Is knowing, okay, I can't watch this today. Is knowing I don't want to see it. Is knowing yourself. And that takes time. That's not something that happens overnight. Um, Trust me. I've done the work, and I'm still doing the work. Again, I'm always evolving. I'm a human. I'm always evolving, I'm always changing. But I did a lot of self work. I did a lot of self work from 2021, no, from 2020 up until now. I've been doing a lot of work. I started therapy, yeah, going into 2021. I hope this has helped my 20 somethings. And again, to point out, going back to therapy, that's always at the top of my list, babes. Therapy is not something that you should be ashamed of. You need an outlet. You need somebody to talk to that is unbiased, that doesn't know you, that doesn't know your family, that doesn't know your story. You need somebody to let it out loud. If therapy is an option for you, if it's in your budget, I highly encourage you to do so. I know we've come a long way in the Black community with it, and I want us to go even further. I want us to continue to go even further with it in our community. Honestly, truly, my Black men, my Black women, I want us to go and talk some things out. So, but that wraps up my 20 something lessons video. Um, I always have more, but these are the main points that, I just fell off my heart that I really wanted to talk about today. I love you guys down so much. I know I just been on the vlogs, but I'm gonna try to get back on my Tea with D and us just chit chatting and discussing some things. But yeah, that is it. That is wraps up this video, guys. Let me know if you have any topics that you want to hear about, or I always take suggestions. I always like to, hear from you guys. I love the feedback. So, and again, I appreciate all your love and your support as per usual. And I promise I'm not gonna take this long with another Tea with D. I'm trying not to, I promise y'all. But hopefully the next one can be like maybe a get ready with me Tea with D. I might do that. I might do a get ready with me Tea with D, and so we can discuss some other topics. But until then, guys, until next time, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Just hung up the phone at night. Could already tell that you come here home intoxicated.